Morning, day 3. Right, so I was reading my best friend's exorcism last night and I was hoping to get another 100 pages done, but I didn't. I only got 60 pages because I kept falling asleep. And then I set my alarm for 6:30 this morning so I could get some work done before the kids got up. And it's now 8:30 and I've only just got up because I had a cheeky little 2-hour snooze. So I'm already behind on today already. Now, this. Okay, so I'm at page 100 and something has happened to Gretchen, one of the girls. Something weird's happened, but nobody knows what. She kind of went missing for one night and came back and was a bit odd. She's behaving strange and as if she's a bit out of it and as if she's hallucinating. She's forgetting things, she's having flashbacks, she's seeing weird things happening, but it's kind of only just started, so I imagine it builds up. But yeah, it's still really fun. Lots of cool 80s references. And yeah, I'm enjoying this so far. I'm hoping to get a good chunk done today, kind of around work. So here I am in my office, in the middle of working, like really this time and not just hiding from my family. And I've just finished listening to Zomblog. And I feel like I need to rant. And it's going to contain a lot of profanity and a lot of spoilers. However, I seriously doubt anyone that watches any of these videos of mine will be reading or listening to this book. Where to start? It's just a fucking mess. The whole book is just ridiculous. Like I mentioned before, how it was hard to get into the story and to get sort of attached to characters because the way it's written, and I don't know if it's because it's like a diary entry as opposed to you're actually in it as it's happening. There's not a lot of emotion, so that makes it hard. But then also it's literally like almost every single day there's like, oh, shall I say almost every single diary entry, blog, whatever you want to call it, that something happens that's like, you know, zombies attack them or somebody dies or there's you know, other survivors out there that are horrible people and they attack them, and there's just something all the time. So it's like it just gets a bit, I don't know, like, and there's not a lot of detail, so it's literally just like bang, 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 and it's just constant for the whole book of these things happening. And you can't quite get into what's happening because there's such little detail. It's like, oh yeah, and we went to this place, and then we opened a door and these zombies rushed us, and then Bob got bitten and they started turning into him, and then we all just ran away and left him and felt really guilty. Next day. It's just like, it's just really bizarre. But the worst part of it is, the absolute worst part, they come across various female survivors during this book, and I think almost all of them have been raped or held hostage to be sex slaves. Pretty sure nearly all of them have, and as the group's kind of growing and changing, they rescue these women, and then sometimes the women get killed, and literally there's that many characters. I couldn't follow them at all. I had no idea who was doing what. It was just crazy. And then it just got worse because I have never ever known a book where the main character dies. The person who was writing the daily blog and doing the vlogs dies.
And you kind of think, oh, well, that must be like how the end of the book. How does it continue? And what happens is that one of the women in the group, she comes to this like revelation that this blog is probably the only thing that's chronicling the apocalypse. So she decides to continue, which is fine. But then some of the stuff she says, there's no way. It's just no way. Like, so this woman was literally raped and gang raped at times. And at one point she says she was raped over 100 times by the men who were holding her hostage. And then, like, in the next entry, she's talking about how the person she was hooking up with during this apocalypse, this new guy, was too gentle of a lover and she just wanted to be fucked. And I was like, no, that doesn't sound right. And then it got worse. So all the men die or leave, and there's just a gang of women and girls who are like this group of survivors. And there's some really, you know, pretty badass women in there that are, you know, good at surviving and shooting and blah, blah, blah. But this main character, I think her name's Meredith, she comes out with the fact that they are going to go on a supply scavenging type run into this local town, and it's going to be really dangerous, and they've had to like stock up on weapons and blah blah blah, and they aren't going on this dangerous life-threatening supply run for food or medical supplies or, you know, basic survival stuff. They're going for vibrators because, as she says, the zombies may be dead, but the women aren't. And they have to find a way to keep going. So they all want to get some sex toys. What the fuck? That's not real. That would never, it just wouldn't happen. Like, literally somebody's dying almost every single day, being ripped to shreds and eaten and rotting in front of these survivors, and they are willing to risk their group's survival and lives on going finding sex toys. No, that's just bullshit. It's just, oh god, it was just ridiculous. It's like beyond words. You're just like, what the fuck? No, this is just stupid now. So, that being said, I'm very glad that book is over. And I initially thought it would be like average 3-star, but it's definitely like a 2 at the most. Yeah. So, I'm now going to get my next audiobook up and running and get some work started. Well, carry on with some work and see how that goes instead, and hopefully that's a little bit better. It should be Anna Dressed in Blood, but I'm not 100% on that one. I might have a little listen for the first chapter or so and then try. I've heard of The Haunting on Hill House, so I might try that. I'm not sure. I'm going to have I might test a few different ones and then see what like seems the best. So I'll update you all later. Bye. Good morning, day 4. I didn't do much vlogging yesterday. I didn't really do anything of interest. I didn't get much reading done. We went out for tea, and then that made like my work take longer in the evening. So I think I read about 50 pages of My Best Friend's Exorcism, and I tried a couple of audiobooks for the haunted house prompt, and neither of them were really my thing. So I'm gonna keep trying today and see if I can find one. And right now I am off to the hairdressers to get this mess sorted. and it normally takes about 4 hours to get my hair done because it's so long and because it's ginger and not many colours take to it. So yeah, I'm not even sure if I can read whilst in the hairdressers. I've heard that you can't take books with you, so I've not brought my best friend's exorcism. However, I have got the Ark of the Living Dead by George Romero and Daniel Kraus on my phone, so hopefully I'll be able to read a bit of that whilst I'm there. We'll see. So yeah, I'll see you all later. Again with a just slightly different colour hair. I had no clue what to tell the hairdresser to do, and I basically just said, do what you want. And because I'm ginger and I obviously get ginger roots, she was like, oh, this fuchsia hot bright pink, it's pink, not red, it's bright pink, will be perfect because then your roots won't look as obvious when they start growing and you won't need to dye it as often. So, and then she cut quite a bit off the length, but then she did this girly wavy thing that makes me look like I'm wearing a wig because it's just not me. But yeah, quite like the colour. My husband thinks I'm an idiot. He said I need to stop doing stupid shit to my head. Anyway, I am absolutely starving hungry because it's like 4 PM and I haven't eaten since like 9 o'clock this morning. So I'm just going to get some light lunch / dinner, whatever, whilst I carry on reading my best friend's exorcism. And then I'm going to get some work done. And I have finally found an audiobook that I want to listen to that fits the haunted house. And I'll tell you about it in a bit when I'm down in my office and I've eaten and I'm not hungry and crazy anymore. So I will see you all soon. 5 PM. Me. I'm going to sack work off today. I'm not going to do any of it. I'm going to have the whole evening just reading, relaxing. I mean, there's got to be some benefits to being your own boss, right? So I haven't done any work. However, it's now 9:20 PM and I'm only just sitting down with this. I got a little distracted with Buffy. I had an hour phone call with my dad. What else have I done? I feel like I've scrolled through social media quite a bit. I must have done something else. I don't know. But yeah. Oh, I spent quite some time chatting to some girls on like an online book reading challenge group thing that I'm on. Yeah, so that's like 4.5 hours I could have been reading and I've not been. So, and all I can see is all the dye on my face there. Ugh. Dear me. Oh dear. Oh well. And it's looking very red on the camera. But it's actually not. It's fuchsia pink. It's hot pink. So I don't know why it looks so red. But yeah. And I need to go and get... Oh dear, I've got like, still got ginger eyebrows. Clearly I'm not a beauty expert. I was not cut out to be a girl at all. Jeez. Right, so I am going to just go. I'm just going to go with this and go as far as I can until I fall asleep. I desperately would like to finish it. I'm really enjoying it. I really don't think I will finish it because I know what I'm like. I plan to read 100 and something pages and I read 20. So, just failing miserably. But anyway, I will probably speak to you all in the morning. Right, I just wanted to quickly show you this. This is my reading light for at night when I'm reading actual books and not on my Kindle. And here it is. So, it's literally, you can see it's just like a glass panel with like, I don't know, like a handle or whatever. So, it's got a little button here and it's got 2 settings, so you can have it super bright or a bit dimmer. And I'll show you now with the lights, and you just kind of put it over your book like that, but I'll show you with the lights turned out. How cool is that? And it doesn't, you can see it doesn't light up all the rest of the room, which is great because my husband, he gets up early for work, and if I'm reading late, he obviously doesn't want a light shining in his eyes. So all you do, you place it over your page. And what I was doing, instead of, because I lie down reading at night, so instead of, you can either just swap it over pages like that, but what I was doing was kind of just holding it in the middle. Can't show it very well now. It's one-handed, it doesn't work. Kind of like doing this, so that the light lights up both pages at the same time and I don't have to keep swapping hands. And I just thought that was something really cool to show you, because I've seen these gadgets loads, you know? So I've seen these loads and I never actually really knew if they worked, but they do. So this is the exact one that I've got. It's a light wedge. Morning, day 5. It's 10:30 in the morning. I woke up about 10 minutes ago and I should have been at the community book club service volunteering from 10. So yeah, today's going fantastic so far. So yeah, I think part of that was 1, just general tiredness over the week, and 2, I stayed up till gone 1 o'clock in the morning reading my best friend's exorcism. So I'm gonna quickly dash off, go and get that done at book club, and then I will pop back on and update you about that book because it is really good. So I'll see you soon. Hey, it's 4:15 already and I've not really done any work. I got caught up running errands this afternoon, doing chores, getting a buzz pass for my son, blah blah blah. And last night I got up to page 276 of my best friend's exorcism. So I think it was about 30 pages ago, I read, there was a part that was just like sick. It was just really disgusting, and it reminded me so much of The Troop by Nick Cutter. Like really gruesome and sick and cringy, and it like kind of makes you go oof, oof. But yeah, it's really good. All the freaky stuff is happening. There's some really, really creepy things going on, and nobody is still after all this stuff going on, nobody is still willing to accept that something is wrong with Gretchen. Like Abby, God love her, she is trying her best to get help for a friend and nobody is listening. And she's just so determined. And that's just like such a fantastic friendship. You know, it would have been so easy for Abby to just walk away. She's had loads of bad crap happen to her, and she's basically had her name dragged through the mud. She's like, she just gets treated horrendously by everybody now. And she's still doggedly trying to get help for Gretchen. And she's also trying to help other people that have been affected by Gretchen and whatever she's done. And it's just fantastic. It really is. I'm still loving all these 80s vibes that are going on. It's just brilliant. I think it's just written spot on. So I've got a cup of tea and I'm not moving off this couch till this book is done. I think I've got roughly 60 pages left. And I refuse to move till I'm finished. The Exorcist has now arrived. They're getting involved with things. Let's hope all the good shit's about to happen. But I've just remembered. The very first line of the book is, "The Exorcist is dead." So that must mean that this does not go very well. Something goes wrong if the Exorcist is dead, and I can't wait to find out what it is. So this is an accurate representation of how today has gone. I feel like I need alcohol. Or just to slap somebody. It's just ridiculous. It's been non-stop crap since like the last time I spoke to you. I finished my best friend's exorcism and then I got on with some work, and my main source of income is a reseller on eBay, and there was a big glitch on eBay and I had loads of my listings ended that I then had to go back and redo, and I've had 2 people message me and tell me that they have never received their item and they want a refund immediately, and that's because the tracking hadn't been uploaded to eBay. I hadn't actually done that. I have to do that manually. And it's funny how when I then go and add the tracking that proves that the item was delivered to the lying bastards days ago, they then go quiet. So yeah, bog off scammers. I decided that I was then going to give up on the day, and I'm going to come up to bed and I'm going to read The Living Dead by Romero and Klaus in the dark for that prompt, and then discovered that I had no idea where my Kindle is. Now, I got Kindle when they first ever came out, and I've had them constantly. I've never not had one since they first existed. And my Kindle is always nearby. I use it all the time. I absolutely love it. And as soon as I come to use it for this challenge, it's gone. It's just completely vanished. So I eventually find it, after about 35 minutes of searching. I eventually find it, and it's dead. Aha! You just need to put it on charge, Becca. That's all you need to do. But the fucking charger is missing. Giving up. So, I've now discovered the charger in my son's room. It's on charge, I'm going to read on my phone temporarily until that's charged enough, and hoping to get stuck into that. So just to tell you about my best friend's exorcism, I finished that. I only had like 60 something pages to go. It was fantastic. It didn't end how I thought it was going to end at all. I couldn't have guessed that ending, but it was really, really great. I think Grady Hendrix just does this fantastic job of setting the scene, maybe, and I don't know, it's like he just has this ability to immerse the reader in the time and place that the story is set in. I found that with the book clubs, the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires as well, that you just get, it's not just like I can't explain it. It's like, it's not just the action of the story. You get like the whole world. It's just world building, basically. He's just so fantastic at that. And what that means then is that the book just seems like, the story just seems very believable and realistic. And obviously you're reading about things that are very odd, you know, obviously supernatural, paranormal, but they become very believable because the world building around it is so good and the characters are so well developed. And I absolutely loved the relationships between the girls as friends. There was 4 of them, but the main 2, Gretchen and Abby, that was just fantastic. I absolutely loved that. And I found that same thing was fantastic in, you know, Southern Book Club, that the group of women that were friends, that were involved in what was going on, their relationships and their characters were just so well developed and so believable, and you was kind of right in there with them. And it's just fantastic how he can do that. And there's definitely some kind of social commentary in his books. Especially both of those, because they're kind of set previously. So Southern Book Club was the 90s, My Best Friend's Exorcism is the 80s, and then there's like kind of like little sideline stories, maybe, no, I don't know, like things happen that relate to social issues at the time. So in this particular book, one of the girls is talking about her friend being raped and nobody believed her. You know, it was like this kind of, you're just a kid, you don't know what you're talking about, or, you know, you're white trash, you can't say things like that about people who've got money. And just that kind of like, nobody believed her, and she was saying about all these things that were happening, and they're like obvious big things that are happening and things are going wrong, and nobody believes her because of her kind of, the family she comes from and the kind of era they're in, where girls were girls and, you know, you couldn't really say bad things about boys. It was just great. I really, really loved it. Not as much as Southern Book Club, so it's ending up being a 4-star, this one. But yeah, I will definitely be eagerly awaiting Grady Hendrix's next book, whatever and whenever that may be. Here we go, reading in the dark. Da, da, da. And it actually is proper dark, it's not just a dark room. I'll show you now, as long as I don't fall over anything. There's proof. It's dark outside and it's dark in here. Hopefully this is enough dark. Christ in hell. Or do I need to, like, I don't know, am I supposed to like get
under the covers on Read Like This. That's brighter, actually. That's brighter than if I wasn't under the covers, because my Kindle is lighting everything up. I think we'll go for this. So, The Living Dead by Romero. Never read any of his books before, and just from the first 3%, I can see it's going to be... I don't know how to explain it. I want to say flowery writing. What I mean by that is where they kind of go around and around and around, and they describe everything, and they do a whole big backstory rather than just kind of getting to the characters and getting to the storyline. And I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. I think it depends how well it's done. So yeah, plus it's like 656 pages, so I best get cracking.